All right, this is the real estate market report here for November 2025. This is Luis the broker coming to you with another video here to talk about the real estate market here in the Chicago area, and namely the Aurora real estate market. Aurora real estate market here in the suburbs of Chicago, here in this beautiful fall weather that we're having now. All right, in this video we're going to talk about the October 2025 market statistics that have just become available to us. We're ready to take action and look at this information so that we can better inform our clients about what we are doing, okay, and what the real estate market as well is doing here, and so that we can talk about it. Now, we're going to talk about three main pillars. We're going to talk about the prices of homes, the inventory of properties, and we're also going to talk about the buyer demand out there, okay? That's what we're gonna talk about, those three main pillars that I see are driving the real estate market here, okay? So as far as that is concerned, let's go ahead and get started with finding out what has been happening in the real estate market as far as prices go. Are they taking a dip, or are they staying steady, or are they on the way up? Let's take a look. But before we do that, we have to do something else. We have to define, let me kind of make this right here. We have to define who the real estate market is, right? What is the real estate market? Where are we looking at? Are we looking at all types of homes? Well, no, not every single property is in that market, right? We're looking at single family detached homes that are, here we go. The price is $300,000 or less. Yes, there are $400,000 homes. Yes, there are $500,000 and $600,000 and $700,000 homes, and even more. But this video is only focused on those properties that are $300,000 or less, single family, detached, which is not including townhomes or condos. It's not even including the multifamilies. We're also looking at resale homes, not including construction, etc. So it's a very specific market, but real estate is specific, right? So we are looking at that kind of property that is single family, detached home. That's it. Detached meaning there's no structures attached to it. As far as that goes, obviously there are the big properties that have, multiple homes in it, right? But we're not looking at those kind of homes right now. All right, so let's get started with the price of the property. How are we doing as far as the average sale price? Now here we do have the 3 years right there, 3 years, and it's a monthly number, raw data point. As far as the prices of homes go for October 2025, it is at 248 roughly, right? I'm estimating it up. So 248 is the price of this year. Where were we about a year ago? We were at roughly $250,000 average price. So has the prices gone up, or has it gone down? The answer is it's been relatively flat, right? There you go, nice flat line here, a little shortcut that we are learning here with the iPad system. But yes, it's been relatively flat, 0.7% less than last year. That's not enough to say, wow, the sky is falling. It's not enough to say the market crash is here. It's not burning in flames. No, that's not what's happening, all right? Prices have stayed flat. But yes, that's the average, right? Oops, let me spell that right. That is the average. That is not the real number, because sometimes we have houses that sold for a high amount and there's homes that sold for a low amount. What about this area where most typical homes are? That's what we call the median. Now I will spell this right. There we go. Median home price. What is that looking like? Well, let's take a look, right? Let me click on that. The median price for the Aurora area here, that includes Montgomery. Let me just kind of draw here. If you can draw the city of Aurora right there, that's the Fox River. That includes Montgomery, Oswego, like that general area, okay? That's what we're talking about. So $250,000 was the median price. And again, the median we're looking at is this right here, the middle, okay, the more conservative numbers. Has that been an improvement compared to last year? Well, last year in October 2024, would you believe that we also had 250,000? So the prices of homes have gone down just barely, hardly anything. So yes, the prices of homes are still relatively flat. So if the question, to answer your question about prices, are they going up? Are they going down? Nope, they are staying the same. Staying the same as far as prices go. That's just the name of the game, all right? So now let's go look at the other pillar, which we were talking about here, is home supply, right? Because again, inventory of homes does affect also prices. If you had way more homes for sale, the prices would usually go down. But if you have sporadic here and there, prices will go up because the buyer demand is so high that is what drives prices up, right? That's what it goes. But let's just see, is the inventory going up or down? All right, inventory levels. Let's take a look at the levels of inventory. All right, so let's go ahead and click on that. Homes for sale. In this particular market, we had average throughout the whole month of 51 homes averaging for sale. Now that's a huge jump compared to last year. As it's stating here, it's at 18% over last year. You say, well, let's take a look at last year's numbers. Last year we were at 43. So you see 43 homes compared to 51. Yes, this month, this year, we are having more homes on the market. So yes, this year we have 18% more homes on the market. But as you can see here, let me kind of draw it right here, the graph. There you go. Hopefully I can emulate that graph that you're seeing here on the right hand side right there. Yeah, I mean, this is the level right here in 2023, right? That's where we've been relatively flat this time around right there. Ever since 2023, inventory has been relatively flat. So are we at a point right here where we're breaking the bank? No, we're not, right? Again, we're just tying the 2023 levels of inventory. So yeah, you can say that our inventory has been hitting 2023 highs. But I mean, this is nothing compared to up here where it was in 2022. Those are higher numbers, right? But again, if you want to just take a look at the acute level, it's at 18.6%. So yes, inventory is up compared to last year, and we're hitting 2023 highs as far as inventory goes. All right, now let's go look at months supply. Yes, months supply is also a indicator of inventory. It's an inventory metric that we use to determine, how hot the market is. Is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? That's what we're looking at, right? Which one is it, huh? Let's find out. So in any given market, typical market, usually 6 months is the barometer, the breaking point, whether this is a buyer's market or a seller's market. So if it's above 6 months supply, we're looking at a buyer's market. But if inventory is low, supply and demand dictates that it should be a seller's market. Now, there's a slight seller's market, there's a more moderate seller's market, and then there's a strong seller's market, right? And so what we're looking at here, I mean, if we're like at 5 months, 4 months, 3 months or less, then it's a strong seller's market according to the metric that we have here. So according to this, month supply in Aurora, you ready for this? 1.2 months supply. So we're like literally right here in this month supply that we see here, okay? That's what we're looking at. We're on the bottom, all right, of the month's supply. Now, we've been at lower points actually. Compared this to even this year in March, where we had 0.4. That was the year of the low, right? And we've had 0.4s before. We had 0.4 on April 2022, in February 2023. So every year we're hitting some lows of 0 point something. So hopefully this time around we don't see that low. But as you can see here, inventory is on a way up compared to other years. Slowly but surely, hopefully, inventory is having an uptick. Maybe folks are tired of staying in their homes and they're getting over the pandemic blues, you could say, and starting to list their homes. But that's what we're seeing now. Compared to last year, again, inventory is up 33% of homes, of market months time here. Again, it's months supply, up 33% compared to last year. And finally, let's take a look at the shows per listing. This is the buyer demand here. Has it gone up? Has it gone down? Again, buyer demand also dictates pricing, etc., right? So let's take a look at the monthly data point. All right, shows per listing. Last year we were at, let's find it here. All right, last year we were at 12 shows per listing. That is 12 folks registered, to go on showing time and take a look at the property. 12 folks that were working with a realtor already pre-approved went to go see the property. 12, right? So that's a healthy number. This month, only 11.3. You say, well, that's basically the same. And it is. I'm not going to ring the bells and say that, oh, look at that. No, basically the same compared to last year, roughly 11 to 12 people looking at properties. That's the average here in the Aurora area. So we're basically identical to last year. We're still, following that cycle. There's a cycle that goes up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So we're basically at the low point here. And I do anticipate that there will be some sort of, bounce back here. Oops, I'm erasing it. A bounce back here come January. January is when I start to see more buyers enter the market. After the festivities of Thanksgiving, after Christmas, after the New Year, after all that is done out of the way, we start a brand new year fresh. So that's what we see there. So yeah, inventory, again, when it comes to inventory and prices of homes, yes, we are seeing a little bit more of the buyer demand. So that's a plus, I guess we could say. Let me actually color it. Let me color it green for a nice bounce back, right? Who are the winners this month? Inventory supply has gone up. Great. The losers of this month, you could say, yes, are not really losing, but the prices of homes stayed flat. And then as far as buyer demands, again, stayed flat. So prices stayed flat. Prices did stay flat. And also inventory of buyers, you could say, or buyer demand stayed flat. The only thing that we did see huge this month was the inventory going up, okay? So thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope that you learned something from it. Thank you again for your time with this. So if you want, go ahead and follow me at Luis the Broker on social media. I'm on Instagram as well. There it is, Luis the Broker, here on YouTube as well. Not Booker. This is why it's funny when it does this. There you go. How does that look? That's better. So Luis the Broker, follow me there on Instagram if you like what you see here. That's my Instagram logo, by the way. And yeah, okay, visit me for some more information and drop a like if you like this kind of content and subscribe. All right, take care. Have a good one.